So William, how'd that feel?
Yeah, I felt pretty good to start, and I kind of felt the past 2 days creep into the legs again, but I thought our game got better as the game went on, so I want to build off of that.
What stands out the most to you about Malgin?
His speed and the way he holds onto the puck and makes small little plays, tremendous little player.
Why do you think it might not have worked out for him a couple of years ago, his first go around here?
You know, I don't really know. He was here, I think, a short time maybe. I didn't really see him much. He was in Florida before, but yeah, you can see he's a player.
What do you feel the focus?
Really good. I mean, smart guy, makes also those plays and covers up defensively for me and Malgi today. So I thought we had really good chemistry together. If we keep playing, we can build off of that.
How weird is today like for you guys that you play one game and are you going to stick around and watch the next one? You go home? Like what's the...
I don't know. I don't know what the schedule is, but I think we get to go home and maybe watch it on TV.
What do you think Ottawa's going to be like this year? They've made a number of changes in the division. What stands out about Ottawa?
Hey, they got a lot of good players, so they got a good goalie there in Talbot too. So they'll be a good team for us to play against, and obviously we got to beat them in the division. So we're looking forward to that matchup.
What do you think the three of you have played so well? So it's early in camp, of course, but it looks like it has a lot of jump.
Yeah, I think I mean we found chemistry early on, and I think that's important to help make the game easier. And I think that was we were able to create a lot of chances with the chemistry.
What's the most important thing for you to get out of camp this time?
Just get the body going into the game shape. For the first game today, it actually felt pretty good for me. The first game usually I don't feel this good, but yeah, so build off of that.
What sort of difference does the tinted visor make?
I kept getting like eye migraines throughout the season last year. It was just a little change, and it's helped so far.
It was nice to score. It was nice to play the game finally, and yeah, it was a good game.
What do you think of your line? Willie and Pontus seem to have some speed like you.
Yeah, we tried to play fast, move the puck quick, and I think it was a good game.
What stands out to you the most about William?
He's a really good player. He likes the puck. He likes to make plays. It's easy to play with him.
What do you like about Pontus?
He's really smart. He can pass the puck good. It's easy to play with those guys.
What do you see on the goal?
Willie made a good back check. He takes the puck. We have a 2-on-1. Tried to get open, and great pass from him.
It's just an exhibition game, but last time you were here, he didn't get a lot of points, so good to get a bit of a start here.
Yeah, it was nice to score. Yeah.
I know it's still pretty early in training camp here in the preseason, but where would you kind of assess where your game's at, especially coming off of a good season and Switzerland last year?
I also said last time, I'm feeling good. Had a great season last season was good, and I'm feeling good. Try to play hard every day, and yeah, we'll see.
Do you feel like there's anything that you want to prove in the NHL or in Toronto this time around?
To prove?
Yeah.
I just want to have fun. I want to play, and yeah, that's it.
How did just getting back in the playing a game feel?
Yeah, it felt good. Obviously, I know we've only had 2 days of camp, but it's nice to see someone else in a different color jersey anyway. So, felt pretty good out there.
Weird to see Claude Giroux in that jersey?
Yeah, it's weird to see him in anything but Flyers colors, right? So, he's a staple of the Philadelphia Flyers organization. I played with him for 8 years, and it's always good to see him.
You've played a lot of games in this league. How unique is this day? I know you're only playing one of the 2 games, but it's a different kind of thing. Yeah,
I've never seen, to be honest with you, a doubleheader like this. Pretty unique, but pretty cool at the same time. I would hate to be the visitors on the other side for sure.
Are you going to stick around and watch? What do you?
No, I'm going to go home, hang out with my girls. I'll watch it on TV though for sure.
How different do you think the Sens will be as an opponent this year?
I think they'll be a lot different. I think they've added some top-notch talent over there. Obviously Talbot in that, they got DeBrincat and Giroux, and they're looking like they're going to be pretty scary too.
Are you excited to see what the Battle of Ontario might look like with both teams being good? Because that hasn't happened in a long time, and you're you're on the team now. Yeah,
but you know what? I think every time we've played Ottawa since I've been here, they've given us a pretty good run. They always seem to play really well against us. So I think obviously the battle's still up and going, and we're going to look to keep ahead of the game on this one. Even though it is preseason, you want to let the other team know that you're going to be here all year long.
How would you describe your attitude coming into camp this year, Wayne? The team added a lot of forwards.
Yeah. It is what it is. All I can do is control what I can do, right? And let's go out there and work my butt off every shift. Whether it be in practice or in a game, and that's all I'm trying to do.
What do you think of Fraser and Alex?
They played great. They played unbelievable. It was actually a joy to play with those two guys. I thought our line did a lot of good things. We worked hard first and foremost, and then we started gaining chemistry as the game went along.
In particular with Minton, what stands out about his game?
Extremely smart, really easy to play with, always on top of the play. He's going to be there in support of the winger, and I think as a winger that's what you look for your centerman. And we did a lot of talking on the bench. He's a really good kid, and he's a heck of a hockey player.
Jason Spezza would always say that key to his longevity was kind of adapting as he went. Have you made any changes or tweaked anything heading into this year?
I think you always have to change. To the league evolves, so you got to evolve, right? So I think, for my training this summer, I worked on a lot of, strength and, trying to get, my first couple strides faster and, being stronger in the corners. Obviously, that's going to be my role on this team, and, so that's what I train for.
What's the mood among the players? You're all teammates, you're all rooting for each other, but at the same time, there's so many guys with NHL experience, not that many jobs. How do you keep it light and compete?
I think you're always pushing, each other to be, better. I think that's first and foremost. We want the best for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and, I think, it shows in here. Every single guy, there's been no negativity. It's been all positivity. Everyone's just going out there and working, and, going to kind of let the cards fall where they may.
Good to have you back. Sort of.
Some of you.
So, your thoughts on that game tonight or today? What did you make of your team's performance?
Well, it took a bit for our game to get going and the guys to get comfortable. Both teams looked like early on, or it's a big adjustment coming in, especially this early in the camp. To be playing a game in early afternoon, all that kind of stuff. So it took a little bit, but I thought certainly once the second period began, that we started to find our legs, and you could see some of the speed and skill throughout our team really start to take hold. So overall, I was happy with what we got out of the game, both collectively and individually.
Denis Malgin seems like he's got a lot to prove with a chip on his shoulder. What have you seen about him?
I think he's been good. It was nice to see him play in the game here today. It's hard for a guy like him really to really pop in the practices. He's a highly skilled guy that makes plays and can make a difference offensively. I think he was good in the first 2 days. I thought he was excellent here today. I thought every time he touched the puck, it seemed like something good was happening with it. Obviously, he played with Willie and Holmberg, and those guys were also good. Obviously, Willie makes people better, but I thought Malgin, partnered with those guys really well today. Scored a great goal, but also made a number of really good plays. He plays with so much pace.
Steves and Minton have good games, you think?
Yeah, they did. I mean, obviously, Steve's put himself in a good spot to score a goal, and Minton's just a guy. Obviously, he's a really, really young guy coming in here, but he's just been impressive right from the very first time I met he and his family at the draft, all the way through to development camp and prospects tournament, and then now into our camp. He's an impressive guy, so wanted to give him a good opportunity here today, and I thought he did really well. There's some really, really strong moments in the game for a young player in terms of the intangibles and the detail in his game and the intelligence that he plays with, to go with some size and competitiveness and a good skill set. We got a real nice prospect there, so it was nice to have him in the game today and compete with the guys.
What's the thinking of playing them with a veteran like Simmer? Yeah, I was going to say the wrong name. Sorry.
I just think it's nice, as you can see, how we set up the lineup for both teams. You tried to give each line as best we could, a veteran or someone who's played in the NHL, and I think that makes a difference for guys that are coming in trying to earn their way, to have somebody to talk to, somebody that's going to talk to them, somebody who's been through it. I think it's just a good balance that way. And Simmer's a guy that provides that, despite the fact that he is still here competing and trying to solidify a spot, and he's competing with other younger guys. He does a good job of being a good teammate, a good leader, so that's all part of it.
So how do you approach guys on PTOs? I mean, they obviously don't have contracts. You got a lot of guys with contracts. Do they have to do more? Do you want them to stay as they are for what got them there? Like, how do you sort of approach these guys?
I think you're just giving them opportunity. That's really what it's about. Whether it's Aston Reese or it's, even Ferguson in goal here today. You want to, if you're going to come in and get a guy to make a commitment to you to come to your camp when they have other options and such. You need to provide them opportunity. That's why you recruited them to come into this position. And also, if you don't do it, you're unlikely to get anybody in the future. So you got to treat these guys well and give them opportunity. You're trying to earn a job and all those kind of things. But as I said from the start here, the way I approach it as the coach is that anybody who's here is available, to compete for a spot on our team. So I want to put them in the position to succeed. And on a player like Austin Reese's case, he's a guy that, a lot of his game is not going to really jump out to you unless you're really watching closely for the detail and the structure that he plays with. I thought he had a real strong night today.
What did you think of
day today.
John, Mitch, and Adam?
John, Mitch, and Adam? That's, I have never called them that, so that took a while to register. I thought those guys were good. Listen, especially the veteran, players that are coming to play in this game, guys. John Mitch's status, you're not evaluating too much, you're just getting them reps and getting them going. I thought those guys were good, and I thought Gaudette, especially as the game wore on, had some really strong moments away from the puck and earning the puck back. Good sticks, good contacts. Those are the kind of disruptions that you want to see him make to earn the puck back for his line mates. So I was really encouraged with that.
Have you noticed any difference in Wayne's approach to camp this year as opposed to last year when his spot was probably more secure?
I wouldn't say so. I think, Summer in a lot of ways is himself all the time, in terms of his attitude and his approach. I do think he has a real clear understanding, though, of his, not just his situation, but really is what we're looking for from him. I think throughout last season, that became really clear. He knows where he's at in his career. I think it's always an adjustment period for a player they have to go through. When they reach a stage in their career where they maybe have to make some changes to be able to stay in the league and stay a productive player. And I think Wayne went through some of that last season, and I think for that reason comes back a better player for us this time around.
We're halfway through this today. How strange is today with this unique setup?
Yeah, it's strange for sure. Feels like 10 o'clock right now around that time, and haven't seen daylight yet today. But it serves a purpose for me and for us and for our team. So for that reason, I think it's a good thing, and we'll regroup here and welcome the next group to come in.
If it works, you imagine more of these in future?
Well, I make recommendations, things that I like, and there's a lot of hoops to go through before it comes to fruition. So we'll see how it works out. But so far today, I think it's worked out well.
Sorry to go back to Malgin there, Sheldon. You mentioned him at this camp, but is there anything specific that you've noticed that is different from him now than a few years ago? Any specific changes he may have made?
I think it's probably too early for me to say that at this point. Though I do think what's changed, if anything, it would have to just be the situation, the scenario. I mean, he was a player that had some success in the league, and it was starting to get away on him, and he was trying to recapture it, and couldn't quite do that, and then went away, and now has come back and is really just trying to earn his way back into the league. So I think that perspective is different. In terms of his game, I think he's obviously older, more mature, so I think there's natural developments and improvements that come with that in of itself. I think we're seeing some of that perhaps. All I know is, I like what we've seen from him so far.
Does the quick turnaround impact how you would usually kind of parse a game that you just saw, and how do you spend this time you have, the little time you have between games?
Yeah, well, we are, because we already went through it for the first game, basically all the prep is done, and we're just kind of regurgitate the meetings, and repeat the process, so that'll give us more time to dive into what just occurred, and the nature of today being what it is. We've engaged the Marley staff a lot more, so they'll help us not only on the bench but also in the prep, and now the post-game review of both this game and the second one. So to that end, we'll be well prepared.